Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Wade Watches. I'm Wade. Welcome to another amazing, awesome, fresh out of the movie theater review, where today I just got through watching Jurassic World Rebirth, and originally I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know this was coming, but they did show a preview of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey, which we're getting next year. That's been a long-running tradition with Chris Nolan for a while. Teases his movies a year out, and if you see a certain type of movie, you are going to get like it almost feels like a super secret sneak peek of the movie coming out next year. And I was so prepared to just kind of like have that mentality of like, well, that screwed over any chance I had of enjoying Jurassic World, because here we have, it was like literally like 30 seconds of something that is probably going to be much better than the movie I'm about to watch. So I was prepared to be cynical because those three Jurassic World movies, especially the last one we got, Dominion, there were some good things about them, but they haven't been, they weren't it. They weren't quite it for me. But I stand before you today. I stand before you right now, and I have to say, this was a whole lot of fun. Now, obviously, I don't. Does this even need to be said at this point? No, it's not as good as the 1993 original film directed by Steven Spielberg. And frankly, I kind of like gave up on that, just kind of like based off the fact that Steven Spielberg himself couldn't outdo himself with the sequel to the original, The Lost World. You know, that movie was like, just a very noticeable downgrade in quality all around, and he directed that one as well. So I, after the sequel, first two sequels to the original, I kind of already like decided, they're not gonna recapture that lightning in a bottle that original film was. And I was proven, further right when we got the Jurassic World reboot movies with Chris Pratt and crew. The first two were fun, but still, pretty noticeably mediocre. The third one was straight garbage, so I had kind of given up on that. And even with that being the case, even though I was in no way, shape, or form expecting this to be as great as the first film, and even though, like I said, having seen a preview of The Odyssey, which looked pretty dope, even though it was like literally 30 seconds, having seen that play before this, I was ready to like rip into this movie. But it was just a fun, simple, and I know this expression is cliche, turn your brain off adventure movie. And when it opened up, I will say this, when it opened up, I was very much like, oh god, here we go. They do something that made me cringe a little bit, where I was like, really? That's what you're gonna use to get this all started? Are you fucking kidding me? That's what causes this to happen? Are you serious? That's like, it was almost like some sort of like it was almost like some sort of like Charlie Chaplin, Marx Brothers, Buster Keaton type stuff, where I was like, really, you're using this? But the more it went on, the more fun I had with it, the more I enjoyed myself with it, the more I was just like, you know what, this is just that, popcorn movie, simple adventure film blockbuster, nothing more and nothing less. Is it dumb as hell in parts? Of course. Are there like just logical improbabilities that make your head want to explode? Yes, of course. But again, is it a fun movie? In my opinion, hell yeah. I had a good time watching Jurassic World Reboot. I had a good time watching Jurassic World Rebirth. It's the best reboot in this franchise that we've gotten so far. It's easily superior to any of the previous three movies before, which, as I said, were just no. Like, it easily outdoes those previous three films in terms of character development and in terms of story. There are no characters here that were just really hamming it up, really just going way too cartoonishly over the top, just like being just like these overt cliches. They're still not, the most complex people in the world. Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Bailey, and who's the other guy here? Jonathan Bailey. Still not the most complex characters you could ask for, but still nonetheless, like there was time taken out to make these characters likable, to make them relatable, to give them somewhat of a backstory and motivation. But they weren't just like, there wasn't just like, hey, I'm the cool heroic guy because I'm Chris Pratt. There wasn't, I'm Bryce Dallas Howard and I'm the greedy money lady. Like nothing like that, thankfully. So it checks off that box. It also just checks off the box of just like having a better story, in my opinion, than those previous three films. Here, even though, and this is a sin that even like going back to that masterpiece of, of the original Jurassic Park, this is a sin that even that movie commits, where even though you don't have to do this, even though like you're seeing people be stupid, be ignorant, take risks that they don't need to take, here again, especially in comparison to the other Jurassic World movies, the motivation makes sense. The want makes sense. The quest, the reason for this adventure to even happen actually makes more sense to me than any of those previous Jurassic World movies, at least, especially Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and Jurassic World Dominion, where I'm just like, what the fuck are you fucking people doing? Like, are y'all this stupid? Here, everything makes sense. So yeah, honestly, I'm going on 6 minutes, and that's all the time I need to talk about this film. Nothing groundbreaking here. Again, you're not going to be able to like recapture the feeling of the 1993 original. You can try, but I don't think anyone will ever come close, because they've been trying for going on 3 decades now, and nobody has ever recaptured that. But still nonetheless, since it can't be recaptured, all I ask at this point is to just be entertained, to just like have fun with how stupid these movies are, and that's exactly what I got with Rebirth. Even though, again, I acknowledge that, yes, it's stupid. Yes, it's just a dumb popcorn flick. It's definitely the best of the Jurassic World reboot films. It's definitely the one that tries to have the most complex characters, and it's definitely the one that, at least for the most part, tries to make the most sense. And wrapping it up, I'm going to go ahead and give Jurassic World Rebirth a solid 7 out of 10. It's just that turn your brain off, popcorn summer movie flick. And I was thoroughly entertained from start to finish, which I really wasn't expecting to be. And like I said, I thought I presumed that the final nail in the coffin would be the fact that they showed a movie that I am very much like, just a teaser for a film that I'm very much looking forward to. And in this place, I was expecting to rip into this movie, but no, I had a fun time with this Jurassic World movie. Wish there was a bit more like, like that horror side of this franchise has become known for. Wish there was a bit more like, of a dark side, a bit more carnage, because at this point, these double as like kids movies and kind of like more intense adventure movies, but we lost that horror aspect that the original Jurassic Park had. So I do wish that that's something that they would bring back a little bit more. I do wish that was something that would be a bit more present in this film, but they do have some very tense, creepy moments that do work. I just wish there was more of that. But other than that, it's a solid 7 out of 10. I had a good time with this one. I enjoyed myself with this one. I had fun. I had a blast. And I'll tell you this right now, at the end, everybody in my theater clapped, and I clapped along with them. So yeah, had a fun time with this movie, even though I recognize that, yeah, obviously it's no OG Jurassic Park. So it's a 7 out of 10 for Jurassic World Rebirth. This has been another edition of Wave Watches. Have you seen Jurassic World Rebirth? If you have, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you lovely people next time. Peace.